you see that? There we go.
Yeah. Now we're going. Now we're
Me,
humming.
yeah, we in it, dog. It's me, Cat Williams.
Mm, mm. For those that follow the show's canon, they'll remember last time Father Curl had to hit the record button, he also struggled and wasn't sure how.
It's weird not being the one doing it because I'm sitting there, I'm thinking like, Aaron pushed the button. I know we did. The computer told me that he did.
Right?
But there's still a thing like, this is all gone. Now,
Oh, and for others that know, oh, who
oh,
someone's missing.
oh
Who could it
no.
be?
By some twist of fate, some cruel twist. Well, actually, I wouldn't say a cruel. No, fuck it. Yeah, it's a cruel twist of fate. Daniel was teaching the children how to fight the government, police. Um,
They finally
uh,
pinned him with the drugs. They
they
knew it was
finally,
coming.
they yeah, they it was a kind of a giveaway whenever the car door opened up and a brick fell out.
Yeah.
You can't really, classic Daniel. He was like, it's a yoga block. I use this for yoga,
And it
but
was even less
he'll be
believable
fine.
when, like, a lot of people choose to throw the drugs away, which I mean, they're probably still going to find it, but it's better odds than trying to devour all the drugs at once before they walk up to your car. And I mean, he put in a valiant effort. He was riding high there.
I like the drug throw thing. That's a good move.
Just
I didn't have anything. Just keep saying that you do not have it.
yeah,
No,
and I mean, what are they gonna think about your average fucking pig. So like you're dealing with somebody who's probably over the hill, who are, I mean, unless you've got like that overzealous youngin, you're probably dealing with someone who's just fed up with life, hates hates their significant other, their children hate them. And I mean, this guy who or woman who can't find the time to work out at home is going to go crawl through the overgrowth on the side of the road. Nah, nah. They're going to write you a ticket for littering at the max amount. That's better than
yeah,
that drug charge, brother.
and you'll get tased a few times.
Gonna get tased.
Yeah, because it's a new, he has a new tase gun, and he's interested to see. Oh, dude, oh, that made me think of this video I saw on Reddit where this dude was like, he had two knives in his hands, and the cops were trying to defuse the situation, and the guy's like, he's freaking out, and the guy tries to put the knives down, but it scares the other cop, and that cop tasers the guy. The taser scares the other cop, and then that cop also shoots the guy.
Yeah. This is a regular acorn falling on the car situation.
Oh my God, it's terrifying. That is
And that
like
guy
the
was
Rube
Britney
Goldberg
Spears.
machine of
Yeah. God damn it, dude.
it's like Pee Wee's Playhouse of cop deaths, dude.
Oh, I feel like with cops,
I'm
it's
sorry.
almost like I was listening to a podcast today that was going over this. It's like you've got a similar rule as like how to protect yourself if you come in contact with a wild bear. It's like
Yeah.
if it's black, attack, if it's brown, lay down. And it's like, you just gotta like is if they're a rookie, just hands up, surrender. If they're old, try to compliment them, maybe tell them about how it used to be.
Hey, did you catch that game? You don't
Um,
even know what game. You're just like, please God, let him be a fan of some sport, any sport. The cop's like, hell yeah, you watched the World Cup. Yeah, I caught that game. Madrid, shit.
yeah, yeah.
I'm still kind of thinking about the Rude Goldberg uh, death by cop machines. Like a Pop Tart hits a like a tea kettle that pours boiling hot water into a balloon that pops. And then it just wakes the cop up and he just shoots him. Uh,
Uh,
it's like a series of dominoes falling, hitting his trigger finger. Ah!
it's a wonderful, wonderful world.
Pee Wee's shooting range. Yeah. So Daniel's teaching the kids. We would have met up tomorrow, but I'm out of town this weekend because it's time for Jessica's birthday. She's turning
Oh,
19.
hmm. And shares the birthday
Of
with Daniel's significant other, Melinda, and supposed to all be in Pigeon Forge. Everybody at the same time, but Dan is he's not here, he's a bitch. So he's not tomorrow's your turn.
yeah, no, that's I'm not participating in any ill will towards Daniel. Daniel's
No.
a nice Christian man who has
It's
never done anything bad to me.
uh
I love you, Daniel. I wish you could be here. And I also wish you could have been in Pigeon Forge because we made a deal that a month ago we were all going to vanish into the night and meet up somewhere in the streets of Pigeon Forge. And
by streets we
just
mean
like,
the island.
yeah, the mean streets of the island, Pigeon Forge. Uh, so we're going to a place called Wilderness of the Smokies. It's a it's a hotel resort site here in Sevierville, Tennessee. Beautiful Pigeon Forge. It's a large complex with a very just as large, if you will, indoor water park.
Oh, that's cool. I dig
So
that.
we will be there Friday, Saturday, late checkout Sunday, 1 p.m. How's that for a late checkout? That's nice.
That is a nice, like straight up 1 p.m. letting you know up front that there ain't no worries. You ain't gonna be hassled here. You hit up the shit Roach Motel, and they're gonna tell you 11 and like act like they're
Yeah.
being generous with telling you like 12, fine, and you gotta ask for it. Come the fuck on.
Me and
You
Jessica,
in a hurry to clean this room when every other room on this shit floor is empty right now, my man? You want me to buy that?
yeah, and it's like a substantial difference in time too. Like regular checkout, I think is 10, but then late checkout is one. And it was only $40 just to get that much more time. So once you've spent that, like what the hell is $40?
Yeah, fuck it.
So,
My
uh,
ass be sleeping in.
oh
You
yeah,
you know. You know.
yeah, I've roomed with him. I'm awake at 7, just staring out the window. And dude, okay, here we go. So I've took several trips with Aaron, slept with Aaron several times, both but in a friend way and also as lovers.
Yeah,
And
there was
we'll
that
always
time.
have we'll always have 2018.
Mm.
But how it would go would be this. I'm more often than not number one or number two asleep. Because I'm a baby. Aaron's always like he's on God mode. He's greatness on a different level, dude. He is the Roman Reigns of not falling asleep.
Gotta fight the night.
So it would be like the next morning, I would wake up more often than not first. And it was always like I think these situations were normally me, you, Matt, Nolan, like Austin. And I would always think like I wake up first, and then probably within about an hour, Nolan will wake up because we've both been 60 years old for the past 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But Aaron, I'm always like, Aaron's gonna be the last motherfucker awake. He's gonna be the last one to just rise from his grave. And I mean, and everything revolves around Aaron, guys. And that's not a
Hmm.
knock to Aaron. It's like hey, the show ain't moving until Daddy gets up.
Man, I'll be setting alarms for like 10 a.m. on the weekend. Like, I don't want to sleep too late. I got yes. It was rough, but it runs in the fam. I don't know if I remember to say this, but like my uncle, who like I'm not super close with a bunch of my family, but we've known him since childhood. I mean, we see him every year, just mostly holidays, but he's retired now. And I think my uncle a little. Dan does a little more, but he's the kind of quintessential textbook Southern man. He's got a slow drawl. He's a deacon. He's worked with the city and construction and is amazing with his hands and all that handyman. This is the kind of guy I'm expecting. He's like, this is like your parents. I assumed, always went to bed and woke up with the
Oh yeah,
sun. He's your
yeah.
bud. No, he's like, oh no, I have it my way, retired now, freshly. Like I'll probably me and Missy go to sleep around 2, 3 a.m., wake up at 10, 11. Like, oh holy shit. Okay.
That's sick. That's sick. Just being old and like, well, I was I binge watched all of Breaking Bad last night.
Yeah, yeah. Guarantee you replace that with Yellowstone and you probably got it.
Hey, God damn, have you seen that show?
Oh my God.
It's
Uh,
like if Michael Bay produced Fox News. God damn. Like Martin Scorsese made a Western.
hey, speaking of films, I got something on that note. I know you've commented before. I do watch older films occasionally, and I do prefer to see something in theaters if I can. I like to get the experience. First time ever, been meaning to get to it. Nikki and I have like bigger movies for us that we want to eventually, we've been together forever, but we just end up seeing mostly new stuff. Finally saw in theaters my first time Labyrinth, big
Oh, yeah.
movie of hers. Still holds up. That's a lot of cocaine fueled
It's the
chalky
80s
fun.
cocaine whimsy. It's
Yeah.
lightning in a bottle. I mean, it's pristine Bowie.
Yeah,
And you got some,
Bowie, big hair, cod piece, looking
I'm
good.
I'm a fucking Henson Mark, dude. Give me the puppets, brother.
I liked them a lot. There's a lot of gaps in the film history for me, but I watched a lot of the TV growing up. I hit some of the big ones. I haven't seen, sadly, the Muppet movies that I hear arguably from a lot of people are the best. The Michael Caine and the Tim Curry ones. I haven't seen those.
You have not seen, oh shit. Oh
I don't
yeah,
even know what they're called.
Muppet Christmas Carol bangs, and Muppet Treasure Island is my favorite.
What do you
Tim
think
Curry,
then? I thought
yes.
this was a cool comment that a lot of the people that had seen seemed to agree with is that in their opinion those were the two favorite live actors they'd seen paired with the Muppets because one, Michael Caine treated the Muppets as true fellow actors, and two, Tim Curry treated himself truly as a fellow Muppet.
Oh my goodness, that is a take. That's it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
because Tim Curry is really like all those faces that he makes, and like, ha 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 ha, like that's him the entire Muppet Treasure Island, and it fucking rules.
Awesome.
It's like it's overdone in a way that's like it's just fit for the character, and fucking oh man, you know who really fucking kills that movie is the little French bastard, the little small like hey da, 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 da. Like he's really fucking good in that. I've always loved the Muppets. Muppets
It's
in
solid.
Space. Muppets in Space is to me. I saw that one in theaters. Hulk Hogan is in it, but it's about Gonzo finding his family in space. Very touching.
Hmm.
Very.
Look
I'm
at
sure it's
that.
dog shit. Um,
Which
I'm
one
trying to.
of those Muppets do you think? Because I mean, again, the cocaine fueled. Which one of those Muppets do you think Jim Henson wrapped around his member? Which one did he feed?
Um,
The
uh,
true Henson.
oh, like the deep, like the dark version, like when they make the documentary in 20 years, where it's like the R. Kelly thing.
Yeah.
It's just all the Muppets instead of the women.
Somehow Frank Oz still alive.
Damn. Uh, I mean, you would probably the girl in the band, in Animals band. who
See,
plays
I
bass,
think
the one who's on heroin. Yeah,
that's the obvious choice. Oh no, wait,
yeah, just
stop,
drilling like
stop,
she's
Jim.
OD'd again.
I want to throw out though. I think that Animal, because in his drug addled mind, I think it's like no one's going to believe Animal. Hell, if he even he won't even be able to tell anyone. He can't articulate well enough
No,
the
no.
horrors I am committing.
He's oh, he's just thrashing while he's just railing him from behind. And he's like, "Whoa, is this too much? Can you handle it?" And Animal's was like, "No, I like it." He's like, "Okay, I'm just getting consent."
Is that
I couldn't tell by the way you were thrashing, Animal.
what a ride?
Yeah. Whoa, calm down now.
Easy Animal.
You're not going to have this conversation with Daniel. I can tell you that right now.
No, no, he's got a different one. I got something in mind for him.
Oh
Uh,
shit, for real?
New topic. You want me to tell you?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nothing.
It'll give the listeners a preview as to what's to come.
Get the tie-in. So with him, I think just obvious easy. He's a fighter. I want to know his take on the freshly announced Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul Netflix fight.
That's in my notes. That's in my
Okay.
notes.
Now, what's your take on it? Because I got one.
Uh,
It's an obvious cash grab. I mean, that's like
right.
first and
Which
foremost.
is
That's
wild
all
because I
Paul
mean,
does.
yeah, but for Tyson, he was so disciplined in not fighting for so long, because of he had talked about how it made him feel.
Doesn't like who he
Uh,
becomes.
doesn't like who. Yeah, man, I don't like who I become, and I could see that he's a fucking demon. But dude, it would
Baddest
be
man in the
fucking
world.
sick. It would be fucking sick if Tyson just fucking cracks him. I mean, because that's all it's gonna take is one shot.
Right, but here, like this is what, like I think that's what everybody, and that's why it's going to sell. Like you got the baddest man in the world versus the I don't know the loudest mouth out there right now, the Conor McGregor of YouTubers. I don't know, but like he they both know how to showboat. They both know how to sell. Like Tyson's been through the ringer. He's in a later stage of his career where he is much more of a charismatic individual than he was on a purposeful level. He's learned, and he's had his therapy. He's gotten his head right and shit. But that's part of it. I don't think he admittedly turns into someone he doesn't like when he goes through this shit. I.e., he's not going through that shit. This is nothing but, this lasts throughout boxing history. It's one of those sports where you saw like I forget who it was Ali fought in their older years, but then like Ali fought Foreman, and it's like kind of like you let the old man get one over. It's not a real fight, and then like you don't destroy the legend, they get to go out on another highlight, and you absorb some of their fan base.
Yeah, you put him over a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
it's
wrestling
like
101,
wrestling.
baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, put
So
him. You got to put him over.
what though here, like this isn't a professional boxer. He's not really standing to gain the same kind of fan base, but maybe this is the perfect marriage, and Tyson realizes that. At the very least, I do like the line. Uh, in Tyson's response, very measured. He's nice about it. The fuck on. Tyson, no stranger. Here we go. Baddest man on the planet. Very much looking forward. Blah blah blah. So he fought on that card where Tyson fought Roy Jones on the
Yeah.
undercard, and that's where he's now I'm looking forward. He's like as as I started him off on his boxing journey on the undercard of my fight with Roy Jones, and now I plan to finish him.
You have gone too far, Jake Paul. It is time to die.
But it's it's a great line, but it ain't believable, and it's on Netflix. Like I'm gonna watch it.
That which oh man, everything's coming to Netflix too. I wonder if they're gonna charge for it though. They haven't said that. They haven't said it's gonna be free on Netflix.
Yeah, you gotta feel like. it's gonna be a pay-per-view. But have they done a pay-per-view at all yet on Netflix? Has
No,
there?
they've done live events because they stream like I think it's like the Screen Actor Awards or whatever, but some awards they did that live, and I think they've done a few other things like endings to some of their reality shows and shit. But they're starting to get their feet wet with like live sports, especially with talking about wrestling. Raw coming to Netflix next year.
Yeah,
So
that's maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll include it.
that
Shit.
would be wild as shit because Netflix is almost just like everybody has it. So they don't really, they're past the point of like getting new subscribers. Like they're part of the entertainment culture. People
Yeah.
know to get it. Uh, so
Now,
I
what
would
would we?
feel,
No,
do it.
man. What
Oh,
would
well,
we?
you motherfucker, did you interrupt me again? I'm going to call Daniel. And
God
then
damn.
and then you can fucking zoom with me while I'm going down a water slide tomorrow
He'll tell
with
you
my
what's happening.
dick out.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's a
it won't
great
be out. It'll be taped back.
stomach first, and show the Patreon the slide burn on the dick.
Cool. Cool. So they have one of those funnels, the ones that like the huge funnel indoor
Yeah,
water slide things where yeah, kind of
okay.
terrified of that. I'm also terrified of like the slide not going all the way through or something like that, and I get shot out into the mountains and I die.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just get
that
shot through a window pane.
dude.
No.
That's for fucking real. Now, I mean, I doubt it like any Six Flags or something. I don't know anything about this off-brand not Dolly resort, but
Oh, it's
the
legit.
okay. But like,
It's legit, legit. Yeah,
I want closed tube,
it's a
yeah,
closed tube
slide.
system.
Okay. I don't
It's all
like the
closed
half
tube
tube because
systems.
I've seen some of those videos. I know you have. They're like,
Oh,
and that's it, baby. What do you?
oh, he's going straight into the dumpster factory. Oh.
Maybe. Hopefully the factory breaks your fall. If not, it's a long plummet down to cemented earth, and that goes over well.
um, it has the world's only, like, it has a water coaster inside of it, which I'm excited to do. Um, but it
Water
has here,
coaster.
yeah, water coaster.
I don't think I've ever
You
ridden one
have
of
you
those.
oh you haven't heard of one before? So take take off the chains and add like pressure washer power water. And so high force water is pushing you down slides
Hmm.
and pushes you up and down and all around
Oh
in a
God.
way
So
that,
you're just getting blasted for momentum, just
yeah,
catches your eye or asshole, just ah.
yeah, the back of like the skin of my back is going to be completely peeled off. I'm having a great
Oh.
time. But the coolest part is the place is full of bars, but I'm not gonna drink until we're heading back up to the room. Then I'm gonna get like a beer. First off, I'm gonna bring booze up there anyways. But
Are the kids coming?
yeah, yeah, it's
Okay.
all of us. That's why I'm not gonna get fucking hossed. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Ever since I got hot sloppy drunk on Halloween, Jessica's like, I just don't want you to, I just don't want it to happen again. And I'm like, it is the first time in your life that you ever had to take care of me drunk. And I don't plan on getting that drunk again, even though I
Oh,
loved
never want to see that.
it. Still one of the greatest moments. She looked at me, she's like, are you serious? I'm like, I am so happy that that happened. It's fucking awesome. I finally have a Halloween story.
It's a story. It's what we tell everybody all the time. Like, we're not telling you how, but be somebody. Like,
Yeah, and I did.
who has more stories than Casey coming out of that Halloween? Everybody talked about Casey.
It was good. I died. Mild alcohol poisoning. It was the heat and the two. I'm never. You know what? Halloween did make me realize one thing. I think other than the occasional one, if I do drink beer, I think I am done with IPAs in general.
All right.
I think I'm gonna transition into my blue collar era, you know, working man. I think I'm gonna stick with the with your basic act trade. I'm just gonna stick that. That's it, dude.
I
Now I'm just
still
gonna stick
dig.
with fucking trailer park shit. I'm just gonna drink Miller Lite and fucking Rolling Rock, and like that never done me wrong.
Other than I was gonna say, like I still like domestic beer, and if you're trying to save some change or you want to drink a lot on a hot day, but
Yeah,
you're gonna pay for it the next day. Or at least I always do. You get like the Keister Sheesters or the Bud Flood. You're gonna be shitting out all that cheap beer. IPAs and shit like that don't treat me like that. And I mean, anything else that I consider nicer, sours,
I get
stouts, any of that.
really. I think my main problem with IPAs is while I do love them, I don't drink enough water with them because I dehydrate, like I prune up with those
Hmm.
beers. Whereas with a fucking I could just drink Rolling Rock all it. That's my that's it. That's my number one beer of all time is Rolling Rock. You can
Rolling Rock
crush
ain't
some
bad.
fucking things. You can crush them. They're light, they're crisp.
Man, I
And
remember
again,
college freshman year, and you could still get a 12 pack of PBRs for $5. I was living pretty high on the hog when I got me a 12 pack of Rolling Rock bottles.
I drink PBR and I think of you guys. The taste in my mouth is the mem is a like a memory node that
Yeah,
connects me back to like being too drunk in the garage and
right.
being so hot.
It's so sticky.
So
PBR's
hot,
still
dude.
good. That's a good butter beer. I dig it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's timeless, dude. It won the blue ribbon. No, that competition has never happened again.
Blue Ribbon, and I know I've mentioned it somewhere in the annals of the podcast. Also, about 100 years later, won another award, a gold medal, the same one that they give to like Hot Pockets, but a medal nonetheless.
I love pockets, dude.
Who doesn't love a
I love
warm
little
pocket?
pockies. Let's see what's in my notes real quick. We only got 10 minutes. Man, time just flew. So yeah,
Nice.
literally number one note, Tyson Paul fight on Netflix. Um, I'm getting a puppy.
Oh shit, we just got a kitten.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Okay, let's go. We got ours Thursday.
we
His name is
wonderful.
Nibbins.
How cute.
We picked
Is
him
he a
up
good
eight.
boy?
He's a good boy. He's a little bit shy, but he's warmed up to us even in the less than a week. There's been some occasional lap cuddles and pets. He got a little kitty cold, so he hates the medicine we have to give him. So, it's going to take time to get fully ingratiated, but he's awesome. We went to the Naughty Cat Cafe and picked him out, adopted
That's
him.
right. Jessica,
Fucking
Jessica,
great.
she was like, "Oh my gosh, look what they did." Oh man, how did it slip my mind? Well, congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I love that place. Naughty Cat Cafe in Chattanooga is a wonderful trip always.
Awesome. Now,
It's
what
such a
about,
for me
yeah, I want to hear
on
about the
my end.
puppy.
All right. So I'm Mr. Responsible, which sometimes means I can be like, I wouldn't say a grouch, but I feel like, hey, we gotta be good with money. We gotta brr, brr, brr. And she's Jessica talks about animals like every single day. She loves them all. She's got a big old heart on her. And the boys love animals too. And we have
Oh, yeah.
Sunny, and if it was up to me, like I'm cool with Sunny. But Sunny, like cats in general, don't they give you their attention when they want to give you their attention, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And and I'm fine with that. But they really want something that'll want to be with them more. Because Sonny's pretty like he just likes to hang out. He doesn't really like to be on people. Uh he'll come up like he'll get on me. And that's another thing too. Every animal we get, they're always like, I'm with him. And they just all come to me anyways.
Probably
Because I'm
trying
a
the least amount.
Exactly. That's why I always tell them. They're all like, "Why is the cat like you so much?" I'm like, "I don't care. I come in there, I look at the cat, and I'm like, "Hey man, what's up?" I'll give him a pet if he's there. If he doesn't want a fucking pet, hey man, okay, cool. You know. But I've missed a dog. So what she had this thing pop up. This girl we went to high school with, she breeds dogs, and I'm an adoption guy, but this was a situation where uh, these are really beautiful dogs. They're Pomeranians, little pom pom dude. I'm
Oh
first
yeah,
off, I'm a little girl dog guy, dude. I'm a little girl dog guy. I like
cool.
little babies. I like little turds that'll hang out with you and chill. Big old dogs. I mean, I love them all, but give me something
Yeah.
that'll like chill out with me.
I'm a little in
Um,
between. I don't like going like, I don't rap. I don't need like a pit bull or to
yeah.
hang out with pit bull, but I like a good medium hound, a good wiener dog, a collie, something like that.
So this little dude will like get 10 to 15 pounds by the end of it, and that's perfect.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't know they got that big.
yeah, they're just tiny as fuck at first.
Okay.
But yeah, but I put down the down payment. And at 6 weeks, we get to go see the dogs, and it's kind of like a Harry Potter wand situation, where just like dog, what dog's trying to vibe. We're trying to pick up on a vibe with these
Yeah.
puppies.
It's the
Which
same with the
I
cat,
was thinking about. I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. And so we'll do that at 6 weeks. They're only 2 weeks old today. And then at 9 weeks, 8 to 9 weeks, once the puppy has been consistently eating hard food, then we'll be able to take him home after the remaining balance has been paid. And he'll have like the first 2 rounds of shots, so parvo and all those things. Can't get rabies till like 12 weeks, but it's an undertaking, dude. We're gonna have to change a bunch of stuff. But that was kind of my gift to her because I was acting like like a grouch, like we can't do it, like really think about it. But I was like, she said something the other day that was very poignant, and she was like, I got to grow up with a puppy and see it grow and have that relationship, and you did too. And she wants the boys to have that experience too. And I was like, damn, yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we can do this.
Indoor only or indoor, outdoor, outdoor? What are you going?
It'll be like indoor, but we're gonna go potty outside, and we'll be like, I want to have a dog the way that I wanted to have a dog. Like I could never take my dogs out growing up, because they were always, living in the trailer park. The dog was going to be shot. I don't know. Still
Yeah,
kind
I mean,
of
probably.
that. I say that as a joke, but honestly, where we live, that it could have happened.
Somebody feed it
Um,
antifreeze and it dies a painful way. That happened too often. Fuck those evil motherfuckers.
yeah. So it'll be our chance to do it the way that we've wanted to do it, and we're hoping getting a puppy like Sonny. He's not a mean cat. He doesn't actively go out to fuck shit up. He's pretty timid about a lot. So we're hoping that with the dog being so small and it grows and they grow together, that that should be okay.
Yeah. What are you gonna do first time? Let's say he creates a little art on the wall. He just stamps over the wall little chocolate kisses and like little sphincter spots. How's that?
uh, I'm I'm gonna this is this is a recorded show, and there's some things I can't say. But you know how people would rub the nose in it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if I just do that? No, I would never do that. If I saw the poop on the walls, I would move the dog to another area. I would clean the poop up and pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And if it
I'm
happened
gonna
another time, then I'm gonna send the dog to the mines.
shoot. I mean, if you're gonna shit on the wall, you got to put in a day's work. I think you take them away from you like no, spray them at the wall, lead them to the toilet. Yes, you make them watch you shit, look at it, flush, feed them a treat. Potty train the dog.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that makes sense.
And don't act like they can't. They can face it. They can face the tank. drop the deuce, and then use their little paw and like,
You know, Aaron, you just said something that reminded me of one final riff. What if there was a game show called Face the Tank, where you took a shit and there's several toilets, right? And they're like X-rayed, and your partner has to guess whose turd is yours. Face the tank.
okay, that's
Face the
not
tank.
what I like it. I
Where were
what
you at?
I thought where you were maybe gonna go is face the tank. There's multiple toilets, multiple contestants. It's kind of like a what do you call it? Musical chairs, except there's
Yeah.
enough for everyone. You each choose your toilet. You don't know what's gonna happen, but then something happens with each tank is why it's called face the tank. Like some of them explode your own doo-doos back in your face, and some of them present you with, I don't know, a nice treat, a fresh boiled egg, uh, a myriad of options. And of course, if you get shit blasted, then you're out.
Yeah, and it's the ghost of Regis Philbin. He comes back.
Yeah.
Who wants to face the tank?
Uh,
My name is David. I'm a school teacher from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm here to face the tank. It's just the next sudden just diarrhea pressure washer just straight into his face.
Brian Posehn hosts.
Oh yeah, hey,
Good old
welcome to
comedian.
face the tank.
Uh,
Hey, rock on, dude.
oh
Metal
no.
rules, and there's just shit everywhere. Well, Aaron,
Oh, and
I hope
that's
you
it
had a
with
good
seconds.
time with me.
I did. It's great. It's going to be way better than this shithead right here.
Yeah,
I'm not quite on time.
and oh,
And
see, oh, this is
oh,
your turn to do it, where you
and
get
then
fucked up.
I'm going to change shirts, and this will be an uglier man.
And then when you're listening to Daniel, just know I'm hauling ass down a water coaster, dude.
So, and I got something else. And there we go. We're fucking going. And just like this dickhead well, that dick cheese is now gone. You'll notice that he's replaced with, forget what I said before. That was all fluff for Casey. Casey was the ugly one. Now the handsome one's here.
The fuck did you say? See, I come into this with nothing. With nothing. I don't know what horseshit the two of you came up with, but I'm about to make it 3 times fucking worse.
Yeah. The first thing was Casey just got through telling people when we record this that he's going to be getting indoor water blasted in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, so what? Any of us can go and get a coffee enema anytime we want. Like, I don't got to go to goddamn BFE, Tennessee to get one.
We did talk a little about it, how we don't have the band together, and one of the original plans was walking off into the wilds of Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg together to record and leave everyone we knew and loved.
Yes, and that was the original plan. We had planned to go to Gatlinburg this time a few months ago, and that got changed into a trip for just Melinda and a work friend to go to PCB and get toe up for 4 days. Which, again, no beef with that because that means 4 days of me and Raina watching anime and eating chicken sandwiches at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and I'll be on that couch next to you.
Bring it.
That's now Casey didn't plan on us recording so early. That's something Daddy didn't know. We're busting shit out like two responsible adults in the early days, using our lunch
Yes.
breaks.
Doing our corporate sponsored lunch breaks. You don't know if we're lying. Who knows?
That's right. They
Prove
can't
it.
prove shit.
Prove it.
And one other thing I was gonna the tie-in with Casey, the only one, and then we can get our thing. I told him I had something for you that I definitely wanted to ask you, and he was like, "What?" He had it on his docket too, so we covered a little. But being a fellow fighter yourself, I'm sure you've seen the Mike Tyson Jake Paul thing. So I mean, what do you think, Mike Tyson Jake Paul on Netflix? What's your take?
Brother, I think it's a great, okay, from a marketeer standpoint, fucking choice.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Fucking just take something all, it's like a wedding, something old, something new, and soon to be Jake Paul's face, something black and blue. So I think those things are appropriate. And Netflix has been picking up weird shit lately. Good for you, Netflix. Don't pay them writers. Fuck them, goddamn Netflix. Just like we don't have to write a boxing match.
Just turns into MTV.
But in all fairness, now Tyson is older, but I have fought people that have started martial arts in their 50s, and this is not a martial arts fight, but as close as I can approximate. I've fought people who've started martial arts in their 50s and their 40s, and I still fight some of them today in their 60s, almost 70s, and they will pummel the living shit out of you. Like some people are just built different. Some people just that part of their DNA just gives them a little bit more longevity. We got a fighter at the studio. Shout out fucking Ronnie. Like I've been training him since the day he started at 56. He's in his early 70s now. He's still a force to be reckoned with. So that being said, you take somebody at the caliber of Mike Tyson. I mean, I will say youth is an advantage in some cases, but anytime I've had to go as the older opponent with more experience versus a younger, less experienced, more youthful opponent, it definitely closes that gap, but experience will win. And if
Yeah.
you've ever seen Tyson in a fight, that motherfucker may sound like he ain't got a brain cell to rub together. He has a fighting intelligence of over 9,000. Rest in peace. Like
Insane. Yeah.
it's nuts. Watch him. There's a fight of his. I can't remember which one it was from the early '80s. One of his championship fights, and his ability to fucking bob and weave and duck and roll and
Just
choose which to
anticipate.
block. He's
Wild.
calculating 4 moves ahead. Like
Yeah.
he's moving this one. He's taking this one to give another. Like he's a fucking genius. He's a fucking smoked.
Yeah.
Smoked,
Now
dude.
that's the real. And I would absolutely love to see Jake Paul's face become bloody hamburger meat. But we both know this is a puff piece. And Casey was right. I didn't even think about it. I was talking about like, past heavyweight or not just heavyweight, but past boxing bouts. This is what they do. It's like wrestling. You put one over. You've got the old head who's going to get his last puff match. He's going to get the win. He gets the glory to go out on. The new incumbent absorbs some of that fan base. It's how this shit happens all the time. And Jake Paul's already been on an undercard of Mike Tyson's in the past, which I'm paraphrasing here, but I did love the line by Mike Tyson. He went full Dredrick Tatum and was like, "I remember the promising young man. I was happy to help begin his career on the undercard of me, and now I look forward to ending him."
Yes, he did. That's
Fucking
so fucking
wonderful.
funny because, but that's how Tyson's always talked about all of his opponents. I love
Yeah.
people are going to be like, I've already seen it in the Simpsons group. Simpsons predicted the future. It's like, nah, dog. Dredrick Tatum is based off Tyson. Tyson has always been like this.
Yeah. But it'll be a puff piece. I think, Jake Paul's going to catch an eye or something. He'll lose a decision. It won't be a full KO. And, everybody's happier and richer for it. That's how I anticipate it to go. But good goddamn, please, please make me oh so happy and prove me wrong. Let me see Mike Tyson just like ragdolling his ass in the ring.
I have to say though, that I want to see. Like, I just want to see him just the fucking another Simpsons rep is like, stop, he's already dead. But
You're going to give me 3 rounds.
What would be you couldn't even give me 3 rounds, Mo. What I want to see is him turn his face to hamburger meat. What would also be an unlikely but interesting show to watch is just somehow by some miracle or force of training or Netflix money or something, Jake Paul gets hit with the fucking super soldier serum from Marvel or something and just starts running the fade on goddamn Tyson. That would be incredible to see. It will not happen. But if I saw it,
I'm
would be
sure
cool.
he'll throw some stuff. I mean, dude, I know he's constantly training and he's got all the money for the best training. He's cracked out. So I mean, he's a physical specimen, sure.
Yeah. He's a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but like, you can give a Legionnaire all the knives and shields you want. You throw him in the ring with a lion, and you're just gonna get what you're gonna get. That's what
it'll be fun. Do you think something else? Do you think it'll be pay-per-view or Netflix is just gonna? Hey,
Netflix is just gonna bust it because it's not like some of that. I don't know exactly how it works with professional boxing, but like you don't see even returning champs fighting at that age, and it's not that old. But for a professional CTE heavy sport, like somebody at that age is not is not fighting often. It's probably not even like a really fully functional sanctioned match. It's probably more akin to a monkey knife fight on a yacht kind of situation.
Yeah.
Netflix don't give a shit. Netflix is trying to kiss as much ass and make up for as much damage as they've done. Like the only thing Netflix could do more to make this more of a we so sorry is to just fucking take the head of Kellogg and put him in there and let Tyson punch on him for a few minutes. Like,
Yeah.
what is he gonna do?
Here's a bonus one.
Right.
I look forward to it. Fuck it. I'll watch anything. Roll Tyson's old bones back out. Yeah. I'll watch it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. He is one of my favorite fighters to watch, especially when it comes to like fight intelligence, because you don't expect it. You expect him to just come out there and be a heavy and drop bombs and enough bombs and we've cleared the area. But he is a brilliant fighter.
Yeah.
His fight intelligence is through the roof.
Let me that's the tie-in. Let's do our thing. Casey didn't even know he was a precious unknowing baby when we recorded this yesterday, but god damn it since. Speaking of dropping bombs, our sweet Akira Toriyama. No.
And I don't have any information as to like, was he sick? Was this sort of
Subdermal hematoma.
no fucking way? Are you serious?
Yep.
Just strike from God? Just nope.
Stricken from, I mean, I guess if you
Listen,
gotta go fast, but he had so many more hairstyles and color power-ups and big titted women to bring us, and I'm just sad it's
I
gone.
know. And so many more vaguely hateful, racist things to say and do. Like, and I love the man. He created what we know now. And Dragon Ball, the original series, is one of my favorites. It's him in his prime, just doing what he enjoys. Like
So good.
Dragon Quest, all that stuff. And the people that came underneath him, I saw a lot of posts from other, you know, uh, famous manga artists, Kishimoto, Oda, people like that who studied directly under him, calling him sensei. They were heartbreaking to hear
Yeah.
Kishimoto and Oda talk and just be like, I miss you, sensei. I wish you were still here. I know that's selfish, but I don't know what else to do. And
Because
it's heartbreaking.
he was still working hard, man. I mean, I know we made fun of Dragon Ball babies, and it's not
And I
like the
will
thing
continue to do
exactly I
so.
wanted, yeah. But the dude was still out there putting in the fucking work. I mean, he worked with like the game when it came out. He didn't stop, and really 68 just seems too young. And I want to say especially for a Japanese man. But if he had to go, it's just criminal. Like 68. You couldn't at least give us the nice. You couldn't make it one more year.
No, now we do have to take some solace, and then once Toriyama has made his way through Snake Way and trained with King Kai, we will wish him back for the final battle with the Saiyans, and that will fix pretty much everything. It's gonna be fine.
Oh, dude, how many? Oh, shit, I didn't even think about that. I need to look online and see how many motherfuckers are already looking for the Dragon Balls here
Yeah,
on our Earth, just trying to bring his ace back.
I had all seven at one time, but an ex took them. So sorry, Toriyama, you're on your own.
Ah, God'll take us all one day.
And then soon, one day in paradise, I'll be with him again, and I can smack him in his mouth for making Dragon Ball babies. What a
Oh,
terrible
man,
decision.
we won't get any more super helmed by him.
No, and like now the person who's over super screenwriter, animators, all them, like they're doing a great job. And
Oh, yeah.
the manga, he's heavy handed in all of it. I don't think he was the one leading the show anymore, but he's very heavy handed in all of it. And you know, without his, I don't know, and I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, and I'm not trying to, but in the same way that arguably with some exceptions that Star Wars improved without George Lucas's hand, I will say that, fight me internet. Um, maybe without having to behold to Toriyama's original vision, we might get some things that we've wanted or couldn't have, or maybe couldn't even conceive of. Because the thing is there's such a great base of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball fans. And as we've learned from projects like this, when the fans have a hand in it, it usually makes the fans happy. It's not, Star Wars, but I think it could be a good thing.
Yeah, I think a variety, spice life and all that. It could breathe a little different air into it. You did give me a good segue though, something, and I know you and I have both been talking about it. I can't get enough of the Cerveza Cristal memeing going on right now. What a marketing job! But you made me think. I was going to ask you where else you want to see it, but that's perfect. I would love to see. I've seen people do some wonderful ones, some brilliant ones, some equally funny ones. Like a personal fave was Pepper Potts when she's digging around in Tony Stark's chest in the MCU movie, pulls a crystal out. But dude, it would fit so well in Dragon Ball. Just Vegeta dying on the fucking ground. Here, Vegeta, take this instead of a Zenzu bean. Just Cerveza Cristal. It works so fucking well everywhere.
I can see them doing it when they strike the fusion pose the right way.
Yeah.
They go to open a chest with all 7 Dragon Balls, and it's just 7 Cerveza crystals, like, or they summon the Shinron with the Dragon Balls, and it's just a giant Cerveza crystal. One that came to my mind immediately was Oppenheimer when he detonates the bomb, and the mushroom cloud is just like Cerveza crystal.
Jesus, what a brilliant. Now, when was this? Wasn't this? This isn't new, right? Like somebody just found this.
No,
I know it's
it was early
Chilean.
2000s, I think.
What
That's
a
what I
what a
saw
fucking
online.
job, man. And like I really hope whoever, I mean, I know I'm sure this isn't how it works, but I just hope that whoever spearheaded this campaign and to like see it bear fruits now, all these years later, and people internationally selling out Cristal. I hope the motherfucker got a raise or something. Like, what a job.
And what a bold, like, you are correct. That motherfucker should have gotten a raise. But can you imagine the fucking huevos it took to walk into that room for that pitch meeting and be like, this is what we're going to fucking do. We're not going to cut for commercial breaks, bitch. We're going to
Hell no.
weave them in seamlessly to the scenery. When he grabs that shit out of the drawer, your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough. And it's just the fucking, God damn it. It feels
Dude,
made up and it's great. And I love it.
that's exactly it. It's so I think that this is the way to go, honestly. It's like when you're so bad you're good, that kind of movie. This is so meta that it's good. I would rather see an obviously ham-handed attempt at marketing like this that makes it funny as opposed to having to see, Nicolas Cage drink 5 different Dr. Peppers in a movie, or like Tom Cruise drive 5 different Dodge Rams through a movie. I'd rather have Cerveza Cristal.
Yes. And here's the thing. It's like I never felt like, I mean, in Cerveza Crystal, it's a more direct form of product placement, and not to get into Mark Brown's fucking marketing power hour, but like, I don't ever feel like and product placement was supposed to be subliminal. I see
Mm-hmm.
Mulder driving a Mustang. I want a hard dick and drive a Mustang just like Mulder. Like, I get it, but it never really hit. And when it was too heavy handed, it was always painful and noticeable. But like the thing about Cerveza Crystal is it is product placement, but it's not heavy handed. It just leans in, and like there's a difference between being heavy handed and leaning in. So
Yeah.
you know exactly what it is. You know it's not part of the actual movie, and it's funny and it feels good, and it makes it. It's like the special edition Star Wars where George Lucas added shit to it, but done
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done
It
great.
helps if you write a banger of a ditty for it.
Yeah, the jingle really, if the jingle wasn't there, or if it was different, who knows? But that,
Yeah.
wow, what a beautiful piece of marketing. And I love that shit because we were inundated with so much that anything that is outside the norm sticks out. It was like, I
Yeah.
probably sent it to you, the Michael CeraVe skin lotion commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Shit's
saw
fucking
that at the
brilliant.
Super
I
Bowl.
love that.
Yeah, it's a obscure and unique enough that it makes sense because like I mean I like Michael Cera, but most people I think are going to be like, the hell has Michael Cera been? And also just because his name happens to share the beginning with this pro, yeah, absolutely,
Perfect. It's corny. It's tongue in cheek. It doesn't take itself too fucking seriously, and I think that's really important when it comes to advertising, and not negative inverse advertising, but just not taking yourself too goddamn seriously, not being such a stick in the fucking mud. Nothing I hate more than a motherfucking commercial that's just up its own ass. Ugh.
Oh God, I know. Or the and I don't even always hate these, but those incredibly saccharine sweet ones that really is like you trying to make me cry in 30 to 60 seconds, Toyota. Come on.
And they don't. And the older generation's trying to reach, because trust me, I hear it all day long. We got to reach the millennials. I'm like, first of all, you don't know what a millennial is. If I asked you, the answer you're going to give me is incorrect. Second, we don't have any money, so quit trying to sell us shit because we're poor.
Mm-hmm.
And thirdly, like we've been hit with so much advertising. If you come off disingenuine, if you come off as just trying to make a money grab, we can smell it a mile away. We instantly reject it and we instantly hate you for it. I won't name any names, but I've seen a few carpet companies advertisements around the place, and
Name
it's
them.
just
Peg
here
them.
it now, here at Floors Redacted, we care the most about our customers' comfort and success. Like, and it's just kids rolling around with their dads on the fucking floor and shit. When previous company Redacted did ours had a little bit of that schlock because you need to, because that's your demo. I'm hitting 70, 60, 70, 80 demos. So I know where my schlock is at.
Yeah.
But we did the squares, and we laid it out on the floor and the kids are playing, putting it down. We had them play fucking the floor is lava with the squares. And then the dog pisses on one of the squares. And then we throw the square away. Mwah. Wasn't
Oh.
perfect, but it was good.
Yeah, and like god damn, I can't wait for that generation of thinking to die out. And I know that goes for a lot of stuff. But the old like how many more times can you hear that this person truly cares and that we're here for you and that we're trying to save your fucking immortal soul with flooring? Like in any industry, like how much longer can you hear that about every fucking product? Like, do you really still think they give a shit? They just ah
Did I ever tell you about the one I wanted to do for my padded squares? I'm sure I did. Where like big boss executive behind his desk, hot secretary comes in, is like, it's time for your 2 o'clock, and like puts her hair up, and then he throws the cushiony square down on the ground, and it's just a shot of her knees on this cushiony square. And then when she leaves, he takes the square and picks it up and throws it in the trash. And I was like, this is fucking genius. And then they was like, we cannot do this. I was like, well, it's your loss. It's your fucking loss.
Get your head in the workplace. Consider it a raise, saving them knees.
Hey man, listen, comfort underfoot. Anyway, so Toriyama's dead. This is a big weekend. I'm sure Casey probably mentioned why he was absent, right?
He did, and I think we briefly touched on why y'all were supposed to be there too. Melinda's birthday.
Right. So, and fans of the show will know, listeners to the first half of this will know, those of you that are just tuning in to the second half of this show is your first episode. What are you doing? Secondly, it's a known fact that Casey's significant other and my significant other both have the exact same birthday. So the March 9th weekend and surrounding days can be intense for both of us. So, I know Casey's going to what? Pigeon Forge, Wildwood,
Yeah,
Adventures,
all
Palooza.
inclusive indoor water park jamboree.
Woo! The kids are gonna love that shit.
Oh yeah.
The kids are
You
gonna love that
know
shit.
that.
Raina, I can't imagine the nightmare of taking Raina to something like that. Like I just have to stay down there by the pool. It'd be tethered swimming class like Ralph. Just like stay here. Because she won't get out of the fucking water. Like she won't. When we were looking at that Dolly's mansion, like it having a small pool in it was its biggest selling factor, because this was like that's just what she want to do. That child is a water child all day long.
You just turn around to pay for a hot dog and turn back around. She's gonna be piggyback riding some stranger.
Yes, 100 fucking percent, dude. 100 fucking percent. But yeah, we got a party going on. I got a cake ordered. I've got some other fair and fun planned. Games are to be had. Karaoke is to be had. So a good time shall be had by all.
Yeah, that's a good way for us to knock out. I was going to ask you, fuck it, clear. What do you, what kind? Y'all coming this way? Did you get the sitter?
Yeah, we
We
got a
bang
sitter.
in here.
We're
All
Gucci.
right, all
Yeah, we got a
right.
sitter.
I need to
We
make
got
like
Nana.
some witch hooch for her, some sweetie goodness you gonna
Nice.
drink.
Hell yeah. Nana is we've actually found a 14.9 APV pina colada in a bottle at Walmart.
All right.
That's where it fucking goes. Now, 14.9, that's a fortified wine that can be a bit strong, but it's no Abba Mist, but we're gonna make it do.
Right, right. I'm sure it'll work out. You know what? That I did see. Interestingly enough, I found an account online. It's a dude because everybody doing everything, and the people are just so creative. But I love seeing the guy. He's making his own alcohol and taking requests from people to make wines out of there. He made a 13 like a high 13% ABV Mountain Dew
Mountain
wine.
Dew wine. Yes, I've been following that motherfucker for weeks. That
Okay,
shit is
Uh,
great.
that's
What a great
interesting.
idea.
I'd fucking
Where's
try it.
Mountain Dew's already making hard Baja Blasts and such.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
who's sleeping on this shit? Hire him, Pepsi. Like, fucking Yum Foods. Get this shit figured out.
No shit. That's a brilliant idea, man. I mean, people want their corn sugar swill in alcoholic form, and so far, all we've managed to give them is lower ABV seltzers. We gotta mix it up.
Yeah, stop this seltzer water. Stop this. I'm waiting for the cycle to rotate around again. We've been going through the healthy alcohol phase for a little while again. I want to see more dangerous alcohols. I want us to get back to a 2004, 2005 death dealing, liver crushing Four Loco era again. That's where I want to see. And what better way to do that than with Surge wine? Let's do it.
Give me
Who's
the
not?
surge.
It's nostalgic, it's alcoholic, and it fits within the Illuminati's plan to slowly cause us to all kill ourselves, and that way they can take over. It's win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
God, a
I
surge one.
I wanted to ask you on childhood. Is Raina a Kung Fu Panda fan? Because I know like you watched some of the ones in the past. Have you kept up
Yeah.
with it? I didn't know if you gave a shit
No.
about four coming
No.
out.
Two, I fell asleep during two, and I was, in my early 20s when that one came out. So like I support Jack Black and all of his ventures. His fucking cover, Hit Me Baby One More Time, is absolutely a fucking banger.
Man, that was fun. That was great. And I love that him and KG just stick together. That's so much
Yeah.
fun.
And I'm not. Did you see him live with Amy Lee singing
I did.
Leave?
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
That was good.
Weren't they
Mm.
just improving? It's what it seemed like. They were just like riffing without any planned song there, just
No,
making up the
that's
lyrics.
no, that's Lee.
No.
That's off their first Tenacious D album.
Oh, I know, but like the lyrics in between, like the skibbity beep, skibbity doo, and like the different lyrics. That was they.
I think that's the song. I think
Okay,
it
okay.
is. I'm pretty sure. But chunky Amy Lee. Call me. Um, but no, it was fucking a banger. I mean, I fully support the Kung Fu Panda thing, and I mean, for a cartoon for kids, the fight choreography and it's pretty rad. Stories are always pretty good. Um, I feel, like the fourth of any series, we're doing the revisit, we're doing the clip show almost, where it's like this villain can be all the villains, and then it just decides to be you, Kung Fu Panda, which is usually, I'll give them credit. That's usually the first move a movie makes, especially like Marvel. Iron Man 1 fights evil Iron Man. Spider Man 1 fights evil Spider Man. Like, that's the process. And we made it to 4 without having to do evil Shadow Kung Fu Panda. Writing feels a little lazy, but I say let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, dude, Jack Black. I want to say I don't know. You can't really even say the guy is having like a resurgent moment, or that it's his. Like the guy's just been a dynamo from the beginning. What a fucking awesome dude. Like everybody and their brother loves Jack Black. Like when he shows up to something like a Shaky Knees, bands of different genres are like, hey, we're gonna see you later at Tenacious D, where we know you're all gonna be because they were so formative for us. He's spanned the gambit of movies, and everyone loves his movies. There's not a bad thing to be said about him. Everybody thinks he's a great guy, and
I
he's ripping the fat dudes. What was is there some trash to talk?
No, no, not him personally on a personal level. I'm not coming after him personally necessarily. But there was a time. Now we talk about a Jack Black assance, and we have had one for maybe the past part of a decade. But lest we forget, there was a time period shortly after School of Rock, when he started trying to swing out and do other things, change his brand, change who he was from the original loud and crass and rude dude, Tenacious D with attitude, and started to do more child friendly things. And when he was first getting his legs, he missed the mark a lot. He was kind of pretentious about it a lot. I remember seeing him on interviews for Gulliver's Travels. You can look him up on YouTube, where it's just like, I'm not doing the bad words and things anymore. That's really beneath me. And I feel like Gulliver's Travels is really the next mark in my career. And then he tried to get, an Academy Award for a serious role in King Kong. And while nothing ventured, nothing gained, I don't hold it against the guy. There was a darker period for Jack Black, but now I think he's returned to his roots, like a lot of people do in later in their career. I think he really hit the mark during COVID, during lockdown, when he started doing TikToks and shorts and things like that, and that really fucking put him back on the righteous path. There was a time I distinctly remember not being a fan of Jack Black because he had strayed from the Jack Black that was formative to me.
See,
Just
as far as like darkness goes, though, that's like you can't even like we all
yeah,
grow and change, and
sure.
there's something to be said about an artist within his medium taking it more to what his degree of seriously means to him to see how far he can stretch there for a while. So I'm with you. I totally get it. I'm not discounting that. But as far as like
Right.
darkness goes, I'm saying like,
Oh
we
yeah.
don't have like harassment or like evils to really speak of.
No, 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 no. Definitely not that. Definitely not that. Not to misconstrue. Now, here's what I really think it was. Around that time, Jack Black had his first kid. And since he was about a kid at home, he became about a
Yeah.
kid in his career. And then as his kid got older, teenager, moving out, now that he's kind of in an empty nest situation, he's back to who he was before he had the kid, not deriding the child. But he did, as his kid was in his formative years, he did movies that he felt like he was making probably for him. And I'm sure he would probably say something to that effect. And I don't fault him for that. I don't fault him for making kids' movies. He's made some good ones. Goosebumps was good. Fucking all the Kung Fu Pandas have been good. He's done some good work.
Right. What a fucking phenom. I'm just
Oh, I
happy to
know.
see a fat guy succeed out there.
And he's always just been, he's genuine. And that's what sets him apart, I think. Have you ever seen his very first acting role?
I know what you're
He
talking about. I can't remember though. I've read about it. I've seen clips. Oh, is it
he's in
the bike thing where he's the no? What are you talking about?
13 years old in a commercial for the original Pitfall game for Atari.
Okay, okay.
That shit's crazy. Fucking 13-year-old Jack Black. And he comes from a Hollywood dynasty family. I don't know. I think Jack Black is somewhat of a pseudonym. I know he's part of a larger Hollywood dynasty. I'd have to dig into it a little bit, but I remember hearing that somewhere. Probably, probably true social.
I did want to take a little time, and I ain't even got to use the rest of the time for it. 7.5 minutes. I ain't getting out of this episode without fucking mentioning this past weekend's wrongs that have been wronged upon me.
Yes, please. We got to get into this.
I got food poisoning for the first time. I've never
Fun,
had
ain't it?
food poisoning before. And because like I think a lot of people mix it up. It's like, oh, I had the extra shits. Oh, I had no. We're talking like starts with bloating, fire belly, intense cramping, shitting for hours,
Yes.
like some real luckily for me, no fever, no throwing up, but
Congratulations.
I gotta throw it out there. I called the health department on their ass. And everyone, hey, I'm not even everyone makes mistakes. Maybe it wasn't even like them as an establishment. Maybe it was just a pissed off cook who didn't wash their hands. Who knows? But fuck you, Tijuana's in downtown Dalton, Georgia, for giving me my first bout of goddamn food poisoning. I don't know if it was the michelada or the shrimp cocktail. What I can add on top of this, it was legitimately the saddest, shittiest shrimp cocktail I've ever had.
Well, in defense, and I would love to do the trial of Aaron Curl as a Patreon. I see your point. I see your stance. I would have, and again, I get the sentiment. Fuck Tijuana's.
I never liked them anyway.
Right. Not, but they're
Yeah.
better establishments. Um, the hell, initially I thought the health department might have been a bit of an extreme touch, but when I think about it, calling the restaurant's not going to be effective because then they're just going to be able to bury it and hide it, and somebody else might get hurt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And that kind of food poisoning on, strong virile men such as ourselves is one thing. Food poisoning like that on an elderly person or a child could have been extremely detrimental.
No joke. And if it makes people feel any better, like I really wasn't coming hard. And even when I called them like not coming hard, I just want to make sure, they know. And again, you call the restaurant, you get a server, you get an assistant
Ow.
manager, you get somebody who doesn't understand you, and they're like, whatever, one time. They're not gonna not care. At least like you call the health department, this gives them some amount of agency because to just check it out. Because that's even how it sounded like when you call the health department, it's not like they're rolling in with the feds, busting their doors down, immediately shutting them down until there's like a frequency of it or a pattern. They're just calling to mention it. Like, hey, this is a
Yeah.
report we have filed. It's on, in case we can see that it's happened. But for now, we just want this is just so you know to research it, and that's it. And like
Right.
calling them I know how government agencies be, but I expected a little more professionalism.
Oh
And
shit, bro, it's fucking wild. You
dude, it was hilarious. Calling like so I got the main number and it's some woman like, hello. Yeah. Oh, food port, that's environmental. Yeah, I'll give you the number. All right. So then I call this dude, and it's some guy who just sounds like, he's in his dirty jeans with his feet kicked back, and he's like looking for the phone or something like, oh, hello. I'm like, hey, I want to follow. Okay, yeah.
slow down,
get the
son. Slow down.
let me get the paperwork. Oh, all right. And he's like, symptoms? Yeah, yeah. Sounds like food poisoning. I'm like, it's just like, all right, y'all have a good.
Well, the phone probably hadn't rung in 25 years, man. He
Yeah,
had to
right.
find the fucking paperwork, Like I mean, it's a literal Larry the Cable Guy health inspector type situation, I'd
Yes.
imagine. And so, I've had food poisoning like that twice. Once from Murray County school system, and then once of my own doing by eating a cheeseburger I left in a car during a Braves game after I got back out from said Braves game.
These things
Now
happen.
yeah. So that being said, though, like the kind of food poisoning, and my symptoms exactly the same. I had a lot of vomiting, but like the symptoms are the same. And the thing is, that kind of food poisoning, that salmonella poisoning, comes specifically transferred from someone else's shit who also fucking has it. Like that is how that works. And
Super
so
cool.
we all both of us ate some poopy, which is fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. Our bodies were built to sustain a little bit of poop. It's gonna be
Yeah.
okay.
You do it.
But I mean, yeah, I think ultimately at first I was like, Jesus, like calling the health department. Then I started thinking, I was like, one, you're right. Fuck Tijuana's, do better. Two, it could really hurt somebody who's immunocompromised or young, or not that a kid's going to be eating a shrimp cocktail. And it may not have been more than the shrimp cocktail. It may have, the person's hand may have touched everything,
Yeah.
cheese dip, fucking
Man,
bean,
that
and
was the
somebody could really get
grossest.
hurt.
It was the gross, like it was seriously bad. Like I would say, if anybody's on the fence, I've had numerous shrimp cocktails from Mexican restaurants in the area. They do it right because, like, dude, their cocktail, like they do that cocktail juice wonderfully and spice it up so well, and with the pico and stuff in it. But dude, theirs was sad. It came in what looked like a milkshake glass. It was small. The shrimp were tiny and tough. So at first I was like, did you sell me like out of date shrimp? Because like,
Sounds like
damn.
it. Sounds
And
like
then
it.
I'm not above it. The hamburger thing you mentioned is like I even had like a very light morning relapse a couple of days after because I didn't give myself enough time to recover. And what would normally
Mm-hmm.
be okay for me, I used some harissa paste in my eggs, and I was like, it's only out of date by a couple months. It's only been open for a little more than the 4 weeks, and like, yeah, it wasn't a good idea.
That's okay, baby. I mean, I actually had I don't think it was food poisoning. I think I caught some small stomach bug that's been going around. I was a shitty pukey poopy boy last Sunday and Monday, and a little bit of carryover into Tuesday. I just woke up Monday morning at like 3 a.m. and was like, "Whoop, got a barf."
And let's go ahead and get this out of the way less than a minute. Wake up at 3 a.m. and barf with us. We'll be back together next time. Talking Hogs everywhere. Talking Hogs. Go to patreon.com/talkinghogs. Throw us some cheese. Get some of that hot sauce to go with your bad feels. atlburns.com. Hogs15 is your code. Gmail, squeemail, talkinghogspodcast@gmail.com. And let's finish it up. Goodbye, Toriyama. Good. We'll have Casey back. Casey, now you're the piece of shit. You can't say anything about it, you little turd. What a
it's something mean
motherfucker.
about you, you piece of shit. You
Oh,
garbage ass
God.
garbage.
I
Fucking
want
terrible person.
I want to suck on your sad titty. Bring it back to me, daddy.
Put your hairy titty in my mouth. Let me pull it. Let me lick on it.
I'll make you feel better than Jessica. Fuck your.
Oh yeah. You
No,
gonna
not
fucking
anniversary,
love
her
this.
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jessica.
Double birthday indemnity. Let's go.